And if someone wants to admit the people waiting while I go Facebook Live, that might help.
I will do that.
And then might want to let them know that we'll start in a few.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. We are going to be starting things off in just a couple seconds. Want to give everybody a minute to enter into the meeting, but thank you for those who have joined us already. And Tammy, just let me know when we are ready to roll.
I think we're good.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining WorkSource and the Apple STEM Network for today's Meet the Employer. We are so thankful to have Julie Hurlbert, Human Resources Manager from the Okanogan County Child Development Association, with us today to share some great information about OCCDA's current and future job opportunities. Before we dive in, I wanted to share how this Zoom event will work. To keep noise levels to a minimum, all microphones will be muted during the presentation. At the end of the presentation, we will have some dedicated time for questions. Please share your questions through the chat feature by clicking the chat button on the bottom of your screen or by raising your hand. We will call on folks who raise their hand and enable their audio so they can ask their questions. For anyone who is joining us on Facebook Live, please use the comment section to ask any questions you may have. Now it is my pleasure to turn it over to Julie Hurlbert from Okanogan County Child Development Association to introduce herself and kick off our presentation. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you, Christy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie, and I work with Okanogan County Child Development Association. We're a nonprofit agency that provides early childhood education and prevention-based services to pregnant moms, children 0 to 5 years old, as well as their families. We serve the Okanogan County and Bridgeport. We currently have multiple positions open within our agency, as you can see on the slide. Some of these positions also have multiple openings of each. So our assistant teacher position is an example. We have 2 assistant teacher positions in the agency that are open. One is Tonasket and the other one is Methow. So when you visit our job board, you'll want to make sure that you double check the city of the position you're applying for. So to give you a little bit of information, our assistant teacher will be in the classroom helping provide support to the teacher and the students with daily activities. Our bus drivers will provide transportation to and from the centers for the children. Class aides will provide support in the classroom with daily activities and prep for the next day under direction of the teacher. Cook aides will be in the kitchen helping and snacks depending on when the children are at the school. Our interpreter relief home visitor will provide Spanish to English translation services. They'll also be helping provide education and family services to families with infants and toddlers and pregnant moms in a home-based setting. Our relief teacher is a full-time permanent position as a teacher who travels around from center to center as they're needed. Our site supervisor directs and supervises the daily operations of each center. And our teacher family advocate is a teacher in the classroom setting, and they also provide educational and family services to families in a home-based setting. So during COVID, we are not visiting people's homes. We are going to be doing those virtually, but as the community continues to open back up more, we will be going back to in-home setting. So next slide. By joining our agency, you will become part of our 50+ year legacy of providing services to children and families. The work we do to partner with our families helps to increase the likelihood of family success and improve kindergarten readiness for children. You'll have the opportunity to support our philosophy as parents, as the primary educator of their children, and make a difference every day. Next slide. OCCDA currently has more than 100 employees at 10 different centers throughout the county. We offer many benefits to our employees, such as medical, dental, vision, retirement, life insurance, and an employee assistance program. Our leadership is dedicated to ensuring that staff are able to continue to grow professionally while working with us, and always supporting staff with training, meaningful follow-up, as well as providing a fun, family-like atmosphere to work in. Next slide. All employees are required to meet certain requirements for employment, such as a cleared criminal background check, a pre-employment drug testing, and a cleared tuberculosis test. But we're looking for applicants with a desire to work with children and who want to grow professionally. We do offer on-the-job training, and we are willing to walk any staff through the process of going back to school. Skills that will benefit an applicant are being willing to learn at all times, being flexible to change throughout the week, having strong communication skills, as well as being able to successfully work in a team environment. Next slide. Now for the fun part, applying for the jobs. We do have an online application process. It is user-friendly. There is a link on the page, and Christy, if you wanted to throw that in the chat box. When you visit the link, our job board, you'll find a list of open positions with the location of each position listed. I encourage you to look at as many positions as you want and apply for all that you're interested in. We do ask that you attach a resume to the application and be sure that we have a good phone number for you as an applicant, as well as your references. Once we receive an applicant, it's reviewed by the hiring team, and then interviews are scheduled from there. If you have any questions about a specific job or the application process, I'm happy to help you. Please feel free to call me at the office or email me. All my contact information is on the little yellow sticky note on the slide. Thank you for your interest in joining the OCCDA family, and thank you to Christy for having us Meet the Employer.
Julie, thank you so much. Now we have some time for questions. Attendees, if you could please either raise your hand if you would like us to turn on your audio to ask a question, or type your question into the chat box. And for anyone who is joining us on Facebook Live, please feel free to add any questions in the comments section, and we will get to those as well. And I do see that there were some questions in the chat as you were going through your presentation. Eileen, are you able to see those?
Yes, I can. So the one question was asking if the teachers have to be certified.
So we do require some education, but it's not the same level of education as a public school teacher.
So another question is this Head Start?
Yes, we are Head Start. We also are early Head Start, rural home visiting. We offer services through a program called ECAP, which is 3 to 5 year olds. So yeah, yep, we are Head Start.
What is the educational level required for the different positions?
I didn't write all of those down. There's quite a few open positions right now. If you go to our job board, the link is in the chat box. Each position does list out the required education, and it also lists out the number of hours each week and the wage that we offer.
What is the starting wage for these positions?
Yeah, that I again didn't write, sorry, I didn't write all of those down, but it is in the link. If you go to the link and you're interested in any of those jobs, you can see the starting wage and the hours and the education for all of them.
So another question is, what is something that you like about working for OCCDA?
I mean, me personally, I love the atmosphere. I love the team. I love my coworkers. I love their mission. We have a great leadership team who's very progressive. We're always looking towards the future, seeing how we can make things better, seeing how we can stay ahead of the curve and new requirements coming down, that kind of thing. So I love our team.
How long have you been with OCCDA?
Me personally, I've been there for about 1.5 years now. The agency's been in business for well over 50 years.
There's a question about offering job training, and so which jobs do you do job training for?
Yeah, all of our jobs, we do on-the-job training. So if you have a desire to learn and you have some great communication skills or those base skills, we're willing to teach people on the job stuff. So like we would have, some of our positions do require education. So that isn't something that we could do on the job. You'd have to go back to college for some of the positions, but there's other positions that we hire and we will teach you all of the skills and then the professional development, the requirements of in the classroom stuff we can do. Our bus driver is an example of that. We do the training for a CDL license and we will help the person take the test. Well, we'll practice with them and then we'll get them ready for the test.
How old do you need to be to work at OCCDA?
It depends on the position. We do have some intern positions that are coming open soon. And so we're looking at juniors or seniors of high school age or people in college. So you can be a minor to work with us. If you are in high school, there are some laws regarding how many hours you can work. So it kind of depends on what position you're looking, whether or not you can fulfill all those hours and the duties. Yeah.
What does a day in your job for a teacher look like?
A day as a teacher. So I think that all of the centers have different hours, but they're fairly similar. So, you know, they come in the morning, they would be greeting children, then they would have daily activities. So they're going to do preschool type things. They're going to do education and social skills, social emotional skills. They're going to do activities. They do circle time. They do, you know, song and movement. They play outside. They have lunch with the kids, that kind of thing. And then they would send them back on the bus to go home. They also do, many of our teachers have a caseload where they work with the families as well. So they would be reaching out to the families to make sure that we're supporting them, that with the parents as being the primary teacher of their children. So we really want to make sure that those parents are supported in that process as well.
Do you pay for the CDL training and for the test?
We provide the training on site. So you wouldn't, we do it with our bus driver. He has a license to train. So, I mean, I guess technically we pay for it, but yeah, we do it on site.
Do you pay for the license itself?
No, we don't pay for the license itself.
What are some things you look for in an ideal candidate?
I think that we would be looking for people with great communication skills, people who are willing to be flexible. Life in a childcare facility, things change quickly, so we want to make sure that our staff are able to work in a team environment and be flexible and communicate with each other and the families that we work with. And then just a desire to work with children and continue to grow as your professionally as an employee. We want to continue to grow our employees as well.
What type of schedule do the drivers have?
The schedules can be different for each center, so it depends on, some of our routes are a little bit more rural, so they might take a little bit longer. Some of the drivers have a break in the middle of the day and then come back in the afternoon for the afternoon route. Some of our drivers can get some extra hours in doing some cleaning or other activities. So it just depends on which center they're working at and what the need is at that center.
Are you able to hire individuals that have any issues in their background?
Yes. If you have concerns about criminal history clearance, please call me. There are some non-negotiable things that we have to stick with the laws on, but there are other things that is, if there's given some time in between the conviction and now, we can work with those.
Do you require candidates to be bilingual?
Do not require candidates to be bilingual. It sure helps, but not a requirement.
Can employees work in multiple locations?
I think technically they could work in multiple locations. Most of our jobs are pretty full-time, so you wouldn't have time to work in multiple locations, but we do have a relief teacher, which is someone who would travel from center to center. So if we had a teacher call out sick, our relief teacher would go in and work for that center while the other teacher is out. That relief teacher, though, is a permanent full-time position. So it's not like the school district subbing process, like you only come when there's a job available. We will ensure that there is a set number of hours every week and that you are guaranteed those hours every year.
Can you talk a little bit more about the benefits you offer?
Sure, we offer, if you work 30 hours with us or more a week, you qualify for medical, dental, and vision, and the employer does provide some help in paying that monthly premium. A good chunk of the medical, the employees are required to pay for dental and vision if they opt in for those. We do offer a life insurance plan that the agency provides and pays for on behalf of every employee. So that's a $25,000 life insurance policy for each employee. Then we do offer retirement, and the employer will contribute up to 3% matching dollars that the employee puts into their retirement account. And we offer an employee assistance program, which is it's a program that is free to all of our employees, and it provides counseling services. It provides like budgeting or some home buying services. It provides not from us. We find they have professionals that do these services, and we just pay the subscription on behalf of the employees so that they can get those services through the professionals.
Would any of the positions you listed participate in the rural home visiting program?
I don't believe that any of the positions we have open right now are rural home visiting. The relief home visitor and interpreter, they do some rural home visiting. So that would be providing services to children in their homes. So yeah, that position would.
What is the CDA credential?
It's a credential instead of getting your ECE degree. So you would study for it, and then you would take a test and have somebody watch your skills. So it's something that is instead of doing the college.
What credentials does a cook need?
experience, willing to learn.
Is there job shadowing?
I think that could mean a lot of things to different people. Right now, we're not doing visitors or volunteers in our centers. So during COVID, not really right now. But if there's something that somebody's looking at specifically that they would like to talk about, I'm happy to have that conversation.
What does CDA and ECE stand for?
ECE is an early childhood education, and the CDA certificate, I'm looking it up because I always get it mixed up, is the Child Development Associate Credential.
Do cooks need basic food handler's card? And if so, do you cover the cost or provide training?
The cooks do need a food handler's card. Most everybody in the centers are required to have a food handler's card. No, we do not cover the cost of a food handler's card. You can do that online through the Department of Health.
That's all the questions in chat right now.
Thank you so much. That was a delightful flurry of questions. And Julie, you handled that like a champ. Thank you so much. So Julie, we just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. If there are any other questions that anyone has, whether that's on Facebook Live or that you want to throw into the chat, now is your opportunity to do that. But if not, we will go ahead and continue on with just our final slides. But just wanted to again say thank you so much to Julie, and also thank you to Tammy McBride and the Apple STEM Network for your continued support and partnership on these events. We so appreciate all that you do for us. If we could go to the next slide, please. And one thing that we did want to mention is to be sure to attend an upcoming virtual Meet the Employer event. We have a bunch of these scheduled for the month of May. We have May 4th, Pacific Northwest Trail Association, May 11th, Sun Mountain Lodge, May 18th, Lamb Weston in Quincy, May 19th, Chelan County Fire District, May 25th, Just Right Cleaning and Construction, and on June 1st, Mid-Valley Hospital. All of these employers either have really great full-time and part-time opportunities, as well as Pacific Northwest Trails Association has some really cool summer opportunities and internship opportunities. Sun Mountain Lodge has a lot going on over the summer. And there's so much information that's going to be shared through these upcoming events. So if you're interested, we will put the registration for those in the chat as well. Next slide, please. And just also wanted to give a quick reminder that our lovely staff here at WorkSource are here to assist you with if anybody is interested in applying for positions at OCCDA or Okanogan County Child Development Association. We have staff at our Wenatchee WorkSource, our Okanogan County WorkSource, as well as our Central Basin WorkSource offices, and all of the phone numbers for those offices are listed here on this slide. We would love to hear from you and provide any support that you might need for applying for any of these positions. Next slide. Oh, and I think that is all. And Tammy, did you have anything you wanted to say to conclude our lovely event today?
No, thank you, just everyone joining and attending this morning. And yeah, check out all of our different events coming up. And next week on May 4th is our next one at 10 a.m. So we've put in the chat the registration link, which is bit.ly/VMTE, all capitalized. 2021. So check that out and register for any more that you might be interested in. And thanks so much for letting us be a part of this.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Christy.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.